Ladies and gentlemen, we have been patient throughout the long and strenuous process of the offseason, free agency, the draft. A bunch of people attempting to speculate what the Buffalo Bills season was going to look like, or really what the entire NFL season was going to look like. Here we are. It is officially game week. The Buffalo Bills, here in just 6 short days, will be facing off against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football. And I got to tell you, I am absolutely thrilled. I missed each and every single one of you for the past couple of days, but rest be assured, I am back and I'm ready to get going on another season of Buffalo Bills football. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think a lot of us are probably feeling that familiar pit in our stomach, knowing that it's either 1-0 or 0-1. Does that define our season? I'm sure that if you were to ask somebody random, like on the internet, if Buffalo loses, I think people are going to say that the season is over. And if Buffalo wins, I think a lot of us are going to be hopping on the bandwagon that we are nothing but Super Bowl bound. However, man, I am excited to start opening up this conversation. As you are coming in, folks, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up sign. It's the easiest way to show love on this channel. And more importantly, shout out and let me know where you are tuning in from, folks. I am always curious to see how far Bills Mafia extends from corner to corner of the continental United States and corner to corner of the globe. Do not be shy. I am talking to the lurkers. Let me know where you were tuning in from. Let's go on ahead and get into business here, folks. But right before we get a good idea of where the Peanut Gallery is located, I need to give a giant shout out to a couple of our proud sponsors today. And that just so happens to be William Mattar. Folks, if you were ever hurt in a car, you got to call William Mattar. #1 car accident attorney in the state of New York. I would never wish a car accident on anybody, but say that it does happen, you have to make sure you have the right person in your corner. And look no further than my good friend here, William Mattar. 444-4444. And if any of you have not gotten done with your fantasy football draft, you need to do me a favor and sign up for our good friends RotoWire. It is the #1 fantasy football draft kit on the market today. It has helped me absolutely put together a juggernaut organization on my own particular fantasy football team. And I got to tell you what, it is so in depth with all of the advanced analytics. It is your assistant manager as you are going through your overall fantasy football draft, guys. Shout out to RotoWire for being a proud partner of today's show and all season long. Man, I am pumped. Roll call in the chat. Do not be shy. Let me know where each and every single one of you are tuning in from. Baseball Boy is coming in saying, I'm Ben. Ben, what up, dude? How you doing? We have Jacksonville, Florida is in the building. East Aurora, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Absolutely beautiful. Love to see that. West Seneca, New York is in the building. Watertown, New York. How is Trey White? I think we are all anxiously awaiting an update there. I just ended up getting back out of town. I've been relatively unplugged, but we are going to be understanding this. We have Risada, California for the weekend before heading back to Denver, Colorado. It is one game. Baltimore has a much more difficult division than the Bills do. And I would even add that they have a much more difficult schedule as well. The Buffalo Bills have been blessed by the schedule makers this year, where we are primed for a 1-seed schedule, as long as we all obviously stay healthy. Buffalo, New York. Let's go, Buffalo. Salem, Virginia. William Mattar, Bilo Mafia. Salem, Virginia is in the building. Long Island, New York. W. Dan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Durham, North Carolina is in the building. Let's see. You own Dan. Let's go. Like, share, and subscribe. Shout out my boy Ben in here. Spring Hill, Florida. Michigan is in the building. Baseball Boy. Is that my nephew, Ben? Is that my nephew, Ben, who is in the chat? I don't know. If that's the case, what's up, buddy? Hope all is well. New Zealand, South Buffalo, Windsor, Ontario, Iowa, go Bills. Fort Pierce, Florida. Saw you lost another guy on defense. The jinx has started. I mean, you know what? I think that that's probably a really good way to start this episode off is that yesterday while I was dealing with American Airlines. And let me tell you what, I am never flying American Airlines again. I reflect back on a lot of my travel gaffes, and I've only ever had bad experiences with American Airlines. But while I was stranded at the Dallas airport yesterday for what seemed like the majority of the day, maybe it's on me because I thought that traveling during Labor Day weekend was a good idea. We did ultimately end up seeing that Dwayne Carter, he ended up tearing his Achilles, and he is out for the season. All right, let's go ahead and check this out real fast. Here he is. We have Dwayne Carter, and the gentleman's second year, third round pick out of Duke is no longer on this roster, and or he is no longer healthy for the beginning of the season. It's funny because I actually ended up reaching out to my buddy Kevin, who is a member of the Bills Roundtable, and it's kind of funny, and not funny, obviously, so because he's injured, and we wanted him out here, but he was largely on the roster bubble this year, right? But it still sucks because I do think that he would have been a great rotational piece for this squad. However, I look at our defensive line, and as far as what the rotation was going to look like, I think it's pretty clear that we were seeing Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones as the one. And based off of the performances that we saw from TJ Sanders and Deion Walker, I think both of them ended up showing a lot during this preseason where they were essentially the next man up. I think now the question becomes, is Jordan Phillips going to be elevated week one from the practice squad so that he can sort of fill that role? I suppose we're going to have to see. But that was probably a pretty shocking thing that I saw yesterday while I was stranded at the airport. But sucks to see, but what can you do? Jeff King is in the building. Jeff, what is going on, man? Hope all is well. Football is back. Let's go, Buffalo. Auburn, New York is in the building. Jeff comes in with a $20 donation. Thank you so much, man. I sincerely appreciate your love here. And I'm excited, man. I am excited. Things are building up. I was sitting there and I was just trying to consume as much as I possibly could with previews. I just spent probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of my morning unpacking all of the previews for the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on a Sunday night. So let's see what we got here. If this was last year's schedule, yes, it's very easy. But Jets, Finns, and Pats all got much better. Panthers are better. A lot of these teams got better. Anything can happen, right? Because when it comes into strength of schedule, especially at the beginning of the season, you are just operating off of performances last year. And Sean brings up a great point. A lot of these teams made significant moves in free agency, significant moves in the draft. It's really a crapshoot. And there's been several years where leading up into week one, we see a team have, oh my God, they have an easy schedule. But a lot of teams, once they end up getting all of their new pieces gelled by somewhat of the middle of the season, who knows what strength of schedule is going to look like by the end of it. We're going to have to see. I was here. That's my guy. Dan, week one, easy dubs. Hey, man, listen, I need that energy in my life. I sincerely need that energy in my life. I just started going to the gym and did 4 miles, 2.5 miles per hour for 100 minutes. James, look at that, man. I'm glad that you're putting that fitness as number one, man. I can promise you that. It's his normal troll job has come on. And Bills fan 7-6. LFG, who's going to be in Buffalo? LFG, who is going to be in Buffalo for week one? Let us know if you are, man. Let us know if you are. Miami, if we don't win the Super Bowl, is our window closing? We can move on from Knox and sign notable players. What area would you address? So when I typically hear like that term, is the Buffalo Bills window closing, what exactly is a window to you guys, right? Because say that it's we have to win the Super Bowl, like that's no. Like when I hear window, it's like, are we in contention? Are we a team that's going to win a couple of playoff games? Are we a team that's going to make the AFC Championship? And folks, I got to tell you, as long as we don't end up seeing significant regression from QB1, he continuously stays healthy, then no, it's never going to be closed. It's always going to be an option. It's always going to be a pathway where we are going to be contending late into the playoffs. Always. So as long as Josh Allen stays healthy, man, I cannot see this team being subject to potentially missing the playoffs. I genuinely just don't see it. But can we get it done when it matters most? Can we beat the Kansas City Chiefs for the love of God in the playoffs? I know all of us are wanting this to happen. Can it happen? I think that's the question. Thank you for all the support. Bills now can go cherry pick practice squads for a defensive tackle. So I look at the roster, right? So I look at the roster when it comes into the Buffalo Bills here, right? Bills depth chart. Let's pull this up so we can look at what's going on with this squad here. So we have this, okay? We're going to share this right here. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make this screen look a bit larger for us here. We have Daquan Jones. We have Ed Oliver, who are obviously the starters. Funny enough, you have Larry Ogunjobi suspended, who is directly below Ed Oliver. You have TJ Sanders and you have Deion Walker. So it's certainly a little light right within the interior side of things. But remember, so we have Larry and then we have Michael Hoyt as well, who is typically an edge rusher. He's very, he's the type of player that can play all around the defensive line. And of course, depending on where he is. So what I think that we're going to do, barring some crazy move or barring some vet or barring some acquisition from a practice squad along the league, I think what makes sense is that we'll probably end up elevating Jordan Phillips on week 1. And then maybe he plays a little bit and we'll find a bit more of a concrete solution if that works out. Cameron has come in. My week 1 picks: Bills, Eagles, Chargers. Wow. And the Chargers beating the Chiefs. That's interesting. Colts, Steelers, Jaguars, Cardinals, Commanders, Bucks, Bengals, Raiders, 49ers, Broncos, Packers, Rams, and Vikings. Man, we can talk about all this all we want. But I still think that we can get the 1 seed. Absolutely. Absolutely. But look, like many of us, like we're just like, you know what, like week 1's a must win. It's going to have playoff implications. While I do believe that schedule or strength of schedule is skewed at the beginning of any single regular season, I think it's safe to say that it still means at least a little bit. And when you look at some of the other AFC contenders, their schedules are by and large much more difficult than Buffalo. So the Bills would need to either, number 1, hit an unprecedented injury bug all across and maintain that all season long, and or a significant regression, which is very difficult. So the only thing, in my opinion, that really stops us from getting that 1 seed is going to be an injury bug that we just can't end up getting back from. I don't think they're better than us. So long as we don't beat ourselves, we are going to be fine. NY Jets Indy, dude, a $2 donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Dan? Is 4th and Forever at 1:30 today. Go Jets. I believe that 4th and Forever for the rest of the season starts at 1 now. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to have to follow up with Richie and see what's going on. But I do want to say that 1 p.m. is when we end up launching that. In case any of you are curious what 4th and Forever is, it is our daily NFL show with myself, TD, and Richie. We unpack everything that happens across the league. It's on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Highly recommend you come tap into that if you haven't already. He says, yes, that's my boy. My nephew's in the building. What's up, Ben? Ben, I hope you're enjoying Michigan, buddy. I really hope you're enjoying Michigan, man. Dude, shout out to my boy. Go Bills from New Woodstock, New York. Man, look at that, Fred. What's going on, brother? I hope all is well. Without Superman Allen playing at a high level. And so the Bills window is dressing. And look, and so I look at Josh Allen, right? He's got another 4 or 5 years of him playing at the level that he is. When you start to worry about Josh Allen's play, it's not particularly something that's going to be out on the field, but it's going to be based off of offseason moves. If, for example, right, that we start seeing one particular offseason that Buffalo is like trading up for a generational wide receiver number 1, that's when you know that the team more than likely is going to be looking at it being like, okay, he needs some help. But as long as Josh continues to be a threat on the ground, that's why we're able to get away with having, I would say, perceivably a less than ideal wide receiver type room. We have Alfredo coming in with a donation here. As a Raiders fan, let's hate the Chiefs together. I think you and I can agree with that. All right. Many of us hate the Kansas City Chiefs in this chat. Not the fans. I love the fans. I hate the Chiefs. I think that you can agree with that. Miguel has come in. Good morning, Dan. Question: did you touch up on D. Carter's Achilles injury, or was it just smoke? Unfortunately, it is not smoke. It is true. He is out for the season. In fact, last time I checked Twitter, I wanted to say that there was a picture of our good friend in the hospital room. And it's crazy because I don't remember like hearing whether or not that this happened at practice. More than likely it did. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we are out, man. We are out with our good friend Craig. Dude, everybody's so generous this morning, folks. Thank you so much for all the super chats. One thing I can tell you is that the easiest way to show love around here is quite simply just by hitting that thumbs up sign for me. Let's send this to the moon, guys. Listen, like, we are trying to build one of the biggest communities on the internet of Bills fans, NFL fans. How we do that is everybody pulling their weight and taking a millisecond and hitting that thumbs up sign and propelling it out to the YouTube universe. So more Bills fans that are desperate to start talking a little bit of ball, man. Week 1, Sunday Night Football is right around the corner. I am jazzed. I know each and every single one of you are jazzed. So lock in, hit that thumbs up sign, and let's talk a little business here. Have you looked at the Parsons deal? It's interesting how it was structured. Football is back. LFG, I have not, but we will probably be unpacking that ad nauseum on the Fourth and Forever show later today on the Roundtable Sports Network. Dwayne, man, hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I don't hate the Chiefs. They set the bar high. Play better than them. That is a way to lock in. Much respect, though, King Jamie. Can't wait for week 8, man. We have some AFC West people tapping in and hanging out with us, man. It is a wonderful day. 207 of you are on YouTube. 149 of you are on X. 13 are on the book. And the book being Facebook, obviously. So do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up sign. Let's propel this out to the YouTube universe, and let's talk a little bit of ball. Because game week is indeed here. We have an Adam Schefter tweet. What the hell is going on in the league? We have Dolphins running back Devon Achane, who's been dealing with a calf injury, is returning to practice today and is on track to play Sunday versus the Colts. Got to tell you what? Oh, my God. Got to tell you what? I have the Colts beating the Miami Dolphins on week 1. In fact, you know what? Let's do this. Let's figure this out. Because I actually have a pretty good segment for you guys. Because many of you are just like, Dan, you know what? It's that time of the year. Football season is back. Who are the Buffalo Bills? What is the season going to look like once it is all said and done? Well, I can tell you what, folks. We're going to do our week 1 picks right here because I think that this is important for all of us to understand what the league is going to look like after week 1. And one thing I can tell you is that week 1 is typically a lie. There's so many seasons where we see a team that ultimately is fighting for a top 5 pick by the end of the season completely smoke everybody week 1 and week 2. I think the perfect example was the New Orleans Saints last year. It happens each and every single year. However, I'm feeling pretty damn good about this. I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to take my screen away. I'm going to go with a window here. Let me find. There you go. Beautiful. Let's talk a little business. Let's do NFL week 1 picks. And I'm very curious to see what everybody else has to say about this upcoming week. All right. So we're starting off with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. And I got to tell you what, I was super close into launching my first TikTok of an individual game preview. And you can follow me on TikTok at Real Dan Mitchell. And I have all these picks on the platform, but I need to do it for you. I have the Dallas Cowboys defeating the Philadelphia Eagles on week 1. Yes, I understand that Micah Parsons is gone, but we need to understand something here. Micah Parsons, while he is an incredible pass rusher, he's certainly paid like he is. I hope that this works out for the Green Bay Packers. Terrible against the run. Absolutely terrible. Them adding Kenny Clark to the interior of the defensive line. Do not sleep on Ezraku. Do not sleep on Nealand going into year 2. I think that the Dallas Cowboys sort of defensive line is going to be positioned to perform better against a run-heavy offense versus Philadelphia, especially in a neutral site. I have this being a very, very high-scoring game. Very high-scoring game. But Dak Prescott being back, I have a funny feeling. I feel it in the pit of my stomach. Thursday Night Football, give me the Dallas Cowboys to walk out victorious, followed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm high on Michael Penix. much like the rest of the league, is high on Michael Penix, right? But he's still a rookie in my eyes. He's played, 3 to 4 games. He's going to be at home. And then you have Baker Mayfield and his new revamped wide receiving core, an older defense, but still an effective defense. At the end of the day, I have our good friends, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, walking out victorious. 2 back-to-back road games locking it in. I have the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. As many of you know, I have significant concerns with the defense rate as a whole for Miami. Solid pass rush. Can they all stay healthy? Sure. But now you have Daniel Jones finally behind a quality offensive line. He is my pick to become the Sam Darnold of 2025. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Miami Dolphins. And by the way, it's funny because Kevin said this later or last week, I wanted to say, where he says that Mike McDaniel is fired the absolute second that Buffalo beats them for a second time. Hot take, I understand it. I have the Arizona Cardinals defeating the New Orleans Saints, especially with Spencer Rat-a-tat-tat, of course, being their starting quarterback. I have the Washington Commanders beating the Giants. It's Jaden Daniels, year 2. The Giants, maybe we see Jackson Dart by week 4, week 5. But the Giants, bar none, have the most difficult schedule in the NFL. But give me the Washington Commanders to win out at home. Have the Denver Broncos beating the Tennessee Titans. I think that's the case. Have the LA Rams beating the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, by and large, have the worst offensive line in all of football. I love the LA Rams' young defense. They really, really brought Philadelphia to the wire last year in the playoffs. I think LA picks up exactly where they left off. I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Baltimore Ravens. I've been battling back and forth. Stay tuned for my preview video that's going to be coming out. I want to say Wednesday I'll be dropping it. But I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Ravens. And I promise I will be going into detail with all of these. I have the Chiefs beating, of course. So with the LA Chargers. I have the Browns beating the Bengals. And people are like, Dan, this is just a hater's pick right here. No, not at all. I have to go with history. And history is that Cincinnati struggles against Cleveland. They do. It's how it is. It's a quality defense. And Cincinnati also struggles to be a quality team at the beginning of the season. They've always started off slow for the past 3 years until proven otherwise. I am picking them as an L for week 1. I have the Patriots beating the Raiders here. I'm sorry for my Raiders buddy that is in here, but I'm very high on the New England Patriots. I have the Steelers beating the Jets. That's going to be a big game a lot of us are not talking about. Have Aaron Rodgers coming back to MetLife. I think that he wins that one. Same thing with Tomlin. I have the Carolina Panthers beating the Jaguars. San Francisco beating the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Lions beating the Green Bay Packers. And last but not least, I have the Chicago Bears beating the Minnesota Vikings. It's my week 1 picks, man. It's my week 1 picks. Let's lock it in. Bills versus Ravens is the game of the week for sure. When I look at all of these games, man, I think that with all of the ones I'm super pumped to watch is first off Thursday night because that's the kickoff to the season. And then obviously Bills Ravens. Surprisingly enough, I'm really interested to see Aaron Rodgers right within Pittsburgh. Really excited to watch that one. That's probably going to be the 1:00 game that I'm locked in on. And then love Lions Packers. Kind of want to see what the Micah Parsons situation looks like in Green Bay. Very excited as well. So to see Caleb Williams and the Minnesota Vikings v. of the J.J. McCarthy. It's going to be some good stuff. Can't wait. Someone's coming in. We have Michael Hall saying Eagles, Bucks, Colts, Cards, Commanders, Broncos, Rams, Bills, Chargers, Bengals, Pats, Steelers, Jags, 49ers. Let's go. We haven't proven anything yet. I like that. Bishop has come in. And do you think Josh Allen will be the number 1 player on the NFL top 100? Might be the case, man. I really haven't been following the NFL top 100 as of late, but let's see what we can do. TD wants Buffalo to be what Miami is. Of course, it's just how it is nowadays. Bishop, sadly, no, not even with the Super Bowl MVP. The league loves Mahomes and the Chiefs. We have Pitzer has come in. He's saying, question, what are your thoughts on signing Jabril Peppers? I think it strengthens the safety room, immediate upgrade to Hamlin, and ready if Rapp or Bishop go down. So when it comes into Jabril Peppers, right? So when it comes into Peppers, free agent, right? He's 29 years old. So when I look at all this, and yes, he was released, he basically has the pickings of exactly where he's going to end up, right? I'm not particularly sure that he's going to want to sign with a team where the starting safety tandem is still at question. I think Jabril Peppers, where he is in his career, I think he's probably going to prefer a team where he almost knows for sure he's going to be a starter. It's kind of where I'm at. Finally, it's game week. This has been a long off season. Winstead, Connecticut, checking in. Man, dude, welcome into it. Question. Maybe Christian Wilkins to help the defensive tackle room. I mean, as long as he stops booty grabbing, man, then sure. It's my dog in here, dude. My dog in here. He's chilling with us for a little bit. Did you give your thoughts on the Rivalry's uniforms? I did. As a matter of fact. Lightly on X and lightly on social media. But yeah, dude, listen, I love them. So we can go ahead. We can pull these up for everybody. Let me pull these up so we could all take a look. Bang. Look at that. And funny enough, we have Z-Bot right here. Oh my God, dude. Someone take my money. Somebody take my money. Kyle is in the building coming in. Who would you sign to replace D. Carter? Wilkins, that weirdo, healthy. For me, so for us to sign anybody to be like a defensive tackle 3 for me, or like a third 3-tech defensive tackle or a pass rushing defensive tackle, I'm probably just going to elevate Jordan Phillips on week 1. Like, that's my move. So would I go out and make a trade for a third string defensive tackle? Or so here's how I look at it too. So with Dwayne Carter, folks, he would have been a healthy scratch on week 1. Like, that's at least where it was trending. Like, he would not have been activated. He would have been on the roster, obviously, but he would have been a healthy scratch. Would not have been on the roster, would not have been on the team. So I don't particularly think that we need to go out and spend any cash, or we don't need to bring in a free agent where we already have somebody that could be elevated. And even if Jordan Phillips is elevated, probably going to be a healthy scratch, right? Probably. But that's kind of where I'm at. The AFC roundtable was out of control. TD is delusional, and he made the show almost unwatchable. Have no fear, real Bill. I'm going to be coming back. I'm coming back, and I will humble that man. Guys, look. So many of you are familiar with TD at this time of the year. It is the one part of the season where he ends up like really going on tangents and saying that Buffalo is not going to be making the playoffs, is not going to be doing what we do, right? But give it until week 4 or give it until week 5. He will be humbled. And many people are like, Dan, like, you need to humble TD Finstock. Let me tell you what, his team humbles him. His team humbles him each and every single year. So why waste the energy? Why waste the energy? Let's talk about this. Oh, man, God, I need that jersey. Kebby is coming in. No disrespect to Carter, but he is replaceable. Yeah, man, I really wish that he would have like worked out for us, you know? But like first year really wasn't utilized that often, and like now he's missing. So now he's missing the entire season. So I wouldn't be surprised if by next year, like, he's actually released and like he ends up going to a different team, especially with how TJ Sanders and Deion Walker have been looking in preseason. Again, it's early, but we shall see. We shall see. Bills own the AFC East. We already know. See you later, Dan. Cam, you enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. Dan, is there any more tickets left for the Dolphins game? Yes, I want to say that there's 2, as a matter of fact. So do me a favor. Make sure you tune in to Fourth and Forever tonight, and I will talk to Richie. I want to say that there's 2 tickets left to Bills Dolphins week 3 in Buffalo. Myself, TD, Richie, Zbot, Rico from Buffalo Fanatics are all about to be there. Them uniforms clean. I wish the Ravens had white helmets. I kind of wonder when y'all are going to be releasing those. I think it was so the NFC West and AFC East did it this past year. What's up, Dan? How you doing? I'm doing fantastic, my friend. I'm doing fantastic. Football is right around the corner. I'm back with my friends in the lab and then making it happen. I want that jacket. Don't we all? I don't think Bean is going to spend any cap on a depth defensive tackle. Bean probably thinks his defensive tackle depth is completely fine. I know, man. I know. Matthew, my boy. Statement. TD is envious, but he's been like the past 5 years, and it's getting beyond old and unwatchable. We are going to humble TD. We are going to humble TD. Judy is coming. This morning at a Maryland campground, went outside and saw a Ravens fan, waved and shouted, "Go Bills." He didn't even know this play this week. Go Noles, go Bills, F Bama, F the Ravens. I know. Richie Fresh, Dan, humbling TD is going to be must-see TV. We are going to see all the shirts off, Bob slaps. P.S. Dan, I'm cooking up a $50 parlay. College got me 2K so far. College football absolutely wrecked me. College football absolutely wrecked me last week. Bama losing to Florida State. Like, who saw that coming? Who saw Bama losing to Florida State? I certainly didn't. I can tell you that much. So what were some other crazy ass upsets? So same thing with Arch Manning, like looking like shit. And so against Ohio State last week, I don't know. We're going to have to see. It's week 1, boys. It is week 1. Bills will be AFC East champs for the 6th straight year on the way to the Super Bowl. We have 22 defensive tackles. We are good. Dan, has your prediction for division winners changed? No. I am staying on the Bill here. I know y'all saw that catch last night from CJ Daniels of course we did. Arch Manning had a bad day for sure. College football was great TV this past weekend. Awesomeness. Completely went crazy. Guys, roll Tide. We have A Blitzes in the building, man. He's all about it. And so I knew that FSU was going to win. Bama don't have a head coach. I know, but so a 2-10 team last year, yeah, I could see. All right, look. So as far as Bama, so I didn't buy into the hype that they were going to be SEC champions like a lot of people were trying to make them out to be. But losing to a 2-10 team, I wasn't ballsy enough to predict that. I mean, I can tell you that much. But all right. So my Georgia Bulldogs might have a quarterback, though. So my Georgia Bulldogs might have a quarterback in Gunnar Stockton. That much I'm very excited about. And we ran the ball. Granted, we beat up on the lowly and we ended up beating up on the lowly Marshall yesterday. I'm still excited. All right. So many of you guys are probably wondering, I've been referencing a lot of shows on this channel. So I'm going to be doing some things for you guys. Since football is right around the corner, and I know you guys are absolute fiends when it comes into football content. So I'm going to put you on right now, folks. A couple of shows I would like for you to check out. Number 1 is on the Roundtable Sports Network. It is called 4th and Forever. It is our daily NFL news show. Last week, I was obviously out. However, we are coming back, and I highly recommend that you go subscribe to this channel. We are live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. EST. I highly recommend that you go check that out. Next up, and both of these channels are in the description. So we have the Buffalo Bills Roundtable. It's myself, it's Kevin, Zbot, Bills Bunker as well, all right here, where we end up locking in of what is happening with the Buffalo Bills. That is live Mondays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. EST. And for all of you that are college football aficionados, you got to check out our Roundtable CFB show as well. It's myself and Jay Tuck. And we have a very busy episode today because we have so much college football to discuss. Highly recommend you go subscribe to that channel as well. Link is in description. We will see you tonight at 6 p.m. EST. Let's get that up. I am about to bite the bullet for the Bills rivalry jersey, 190 USD. But for me, it'll be $260. Good thing my birthday is in a month. Go Bills. Dude, it is pricey. It is pricey, man. Hold up. Let's check out the Bill shop. Let's check out the Bill shop real fast. Because now I'm trying to, let's see how much this stuff costs, dude. Frozen features. Man, hold up. Bills rivalry. We got the Hard Knocks. Where's the Buffalo Bills jerseys? Let's see. I gotta figure this out. Where's it at? Is it the Bills store? Let me see. The online Bills store. Okay, where's it at? So you would assume that it would literally be right here. Let me see. Bills rivalry jersey. I'm curious now. Trying to buy it, bro. Yeah, like, these are clean, dude. These are absolutely clean. The tide got rolled. Nathan. Dan, who predicted an undefeated conference champion to go 2-10 the next season? Touche, man. Nobody did. Yeah, nobody did. I'm baptizing my son into the Bills Mafia this week. Thank you so much. Kip has become a member of the channel. Kip, I appreciate that. Guys, listen, we have been having so much generosity on today's stream. I think a lot of you are just super excited about football to be back and ready to go. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up sign. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's lock in. I think it comes out later in September. Touche. Let's get a season hot take from Dan. Season hot take from Dan Mitchell? Ugh. Okay, what's a hot take? What's a hot take for me for Buffalo? So a hot take from me for this Buffalo Bills team. Our first loss is not until the Tampa Bay game. First loss is not until the Tampa Bay game. That's a hot take, isn't it? And the rivalries jerseys don't come out until the 10th. That's right. Let's lock in. Zbot had info on his Twitter, though. Got it. Because I was sitting there patiently waiting for it to come out. Bills rivalry gear isn't available until September 10th at Dan. Go to the Nike website for a look at the rivalry gear. Type Bills apparel. Nike Buffalo Bills. Let's check it out. Of course, it's Nike over here. Let's see. Oh, that is clean, dude. It's 190. Oh, that is fucking sick, dude. It's got built. I'm going to have to spend the money. There's no question. And shout out to the new member in the channel, Kip. Kip, I appreciate you for becoming a member of the channel, man. You are the man. Dan, I am like a kid on Christmas Eve, going to put out chicken wings for Josh Allen on Saturday night. Dude, we got to do it. Don't spill ketchup on that jersey. That's the problem with me. I feel like anytime I ever buy anything of white fabric, it has maybe like a half hour shelf life right before something ultimately ends up getting it in. We have Twitch is coming in. And do you stream daily? I stream Monday through Friday and Sundays as well, or whenever the Buffalo Bills are playing football. Yes, I do. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST typically. I was a bit late. I'm just absolutely exhausted right now. I had the best weekend of my life. But traveling back was a pain in the ass. I'm still exhausted. I did not get back until 1 a.m. yesterday, hence why I might see a little. And so I might seem a little bit off this morning, but have no fear. Once I catch up on sleep and I get back into my routine, folks, it's going to be ready to go. It's going to be ready. Dan, have you seen Buffalo logo t-shirts? They got some cool shirts. I haven't. I got to check them out. What's going on right now? Ty Solos, man. We're sitting here just prepping. It's officially game week for the Buffalo Bills. Not a lot is coming out since it is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everybody. But we'll see. Normally, our NFL analysis includes varying shades of uncertainty. Not today. We simulated the NFL season one time to see how it played out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What is... Oh. If you don't want spoilers for the 2025 NFL season, look away. I typically write about the NFL term of probabilities and the change of Eagles repeat as the Super Bowl champions. Both Super Bowl. Oh, my God. Talk about some hot takes right here. Nell, what's up, Nell? How you doing, buddy? And so I usually take my jersey off in case I'm eating saucy wings or saucy foods, rather just to protect the fabric and color. It's probably something out. Are you giving out jerseys? That's not a bad idea. I might. Once it ends up dropping, maybe I will give out a couple. Dan, the MF man, them jerseys are going to look so intimidating if we play a game in a whiteout and the new stadium is going to look better than the Penn State whites. I cannot believe. I love it. Dan, unplugging is necessary. Glad you're back. You're energized and ready to slap Bob this week. Love you, brother. I love you, man. Thank you so much. FSU player shot after the game versus Bama. An FSU player? That is awful. I hate to see that. I will be at Bills Ravens, section 103. Joseph, have a good one. Good morning from St. Cloud, Florida. Have you heard anything? Ed Oliver is leaving the Bills. What about Bills obtaining Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald? Oh, man. So I don't think Ed is leaving. I know that Aaron Donald is retired. And then with Myles Garrett, he just ended up signing a mega contract for the Cleveland Browns not too long ago. And say that a trade were to happen, like that would be terrible for our cap space. We wouldn't be able to afford that man. So I see Jordan Phillips taking Dwayne Carter's place until Larry Ogunjobi comes back, and Jordan Phillips will then be demoted, in my opinion. But he is a vet, and his salary would be guaranteed. So I wonder how we're going to finesse this. Nathan, and do you think I should get a Deion Dawkins or Greg Rousseau rivalries jersey? Show some love to the offensive lineman. How about a Deion Dawkins jersey? I feel like that's pretty good. We got James has come in. I got the Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills in a parlay. Love to hear that. Which week are they wearing the rivalry jerseys? Week 4, week 5 against the New England Patriots, I want to say. I hear the refs have not been paid enough by Kansas City. The story is Kansas City needs to add more mill to the kitty to win the Super Bowl this year. Should get Josh to sign one of those new jerseys and raffle it off on the show and give money to charity. That would be a bang. If only I was able to get a hold of Josh Allen, that would be sick. Or worst case scenario, I'll go ahead and I'll just give away a couple of those jerseys once they drop. From Brooklyn, New York, go Bills. Dan, which site is the new rivalry on? So it's on Nike, but they are not released until September 10th. Still putting up a little bit of stuff right here. We have Dirty Jersey. So the way you finesse Jordan Phillips is by elevating him week 1 from the practice squad and then signing him afterwards. That's how you do it, isn't it? Sorry, King. Love you, bro. Richie. Def take Cowgirls plus points against the Eagles. That is easy money. I'm loving it. Did you see the Pagula's daughter is a top 30 player in the world in tennis? Her name is Jessica. I certainly did. I just watched the Madden simulation game number 1, Bills versus Ravens. Bills won. I believe the real game will be even better. Really pumped for that. Are you a jersey guy? And if so, what's the current or former player would you get that you don't have currently? So I'll tell you what, normally when it comes into my Bills apparel, what I typically do is that I wear like polos and stuff like that and shirts, especially like when I'm watching games. But yes, I do have a jersey. I have a Josh Allen already. I did have a Stephon Diggs. That one obviously is collecting dust right in my closet. And so I did hear that Shavers has now gotten number 14. So maybe if Shavers, maybe if he turns out to be something, maybe I'll switch out the nameplate. If that's the case, that's going to be great. You can pre-order the Rivalry jersey on Fanatics. I was watching the Bills versus Bears preseason game with DF, and he was being mean to me like I'm some kind of Bears fan. That saucy DF is here today. He is. Marv Levy turned 100 not too long ago. Let's get him a Lombardi. First day back, and it and you have not KO'd Bob yet. What's the matter with you? Do you need a temperature check? Right? You. You're right. Bob, baby. Bob. Let's lock it in. Bro, Fanatics jerseys suck, man. I do not recommend. Have to get the original. All right, guys. That's going to have to do it for a short episode back. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off, ladies and gentlemen. I was gone on Tuesday. I'm back right now. I'm rusty, obviously. I have a lot of shit I got to do. I have to unpack. I will be live for Fourth and Forever. I appreciate all of you for tuning in and celebrating. Game week is here. For the rest of the week, I kind of want to prep you guys for what I'm going to be doing. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing an in-depth breakdown and preview of the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to be streaming twice a day starting tomorrow, where we will be unpacking tidbits that we hear, storylines around the team, various injury analysis, breaking down everything we need to know about the Baltimore Ravens, the whole nine. So say, for example, you haven't already, folks, I ask you to smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications. And we'll see you next time. Shout out to Richie for coming in. See, we still haven't filled Bob. I'm going to be filling up Bob later. Pause. Love you guys. We'll see you soon. Peace.